What's up guys, my name is Christian and right now I'm building my dream home here in Bali, Indonesia. And today I want to show you what it looks like when you are 6 months deep. And in this video, I'm also going to be giving you a first ever sneak peek of the lost villas. And wow, I got a lot to show you. What you're about to watch is Indonesia's very own Hercules. To give you context, this is 500 kilograms. What is this man eating? He is single-handedly doing it. Time to call in the Canadian guns. It's doing great. Good work, team. Yes. Nailed it. It's a good workout. So now they're actually lowering it a little bit so that that steel sits right on top of the other beam. But what do I know? I'm not the brains, I'm just the bronze. We got it up just in time, literally 20 seconds later. Today is a brand new day at the villa and it's an incredible one because we now have complete openness in the concrete structure. Since I've been coming in, since we had that ceiling, has been full of these structures which you had to dodge between. But now that they're removed, it's just so vast and beautiful in here. Now they've opened up the wooden canopy top and you could just see all the way up into that massive tree. The reason we're actually here today is because we're cutting this tree. This here is 𝗧𝗦𝗕𝗘𝗢𝗧𝗜𝗢𝗙 is working with Anton and he's going to be leading the pruning team. You basically have a guy right there climbing into a tree with an axe and he's gonna cut down all the extra limbs. That's like a good 40 feet up. Yeah. I mean, he's got some sort of harness, but it's fastened to the ground. I don't know if that's gonna help much. Not only is it without safety equipment, he's actually barefoot. I guess if you're gonna go up without it, it probably is easier. You know, you get more grip that way. In Canada, this would not fly. If he can climb a tree, I can climb this ladder. If you wanna see the best view, it's up here. What's that Kesha song? You'll be the one I won't forget.
Okay, it's a note.
You might be wondering, Christian, why are you cutting your trees? You literally talked about protecting them. Well, it's called pruning, and pruning is basically the act of cutting all the extra smaller limbs. The reason you do that is because trees, just like us, absorb nutrients, and those nutrients are limited. There's only so much that can go through the roots and up into the tree. By pruning, by cutting back all the extra limbs, all the extra leaves and little branches, we actually make sure that there's more vitality being sent to the main limbs. It also tidies it up. It looks a lot cleaner already, which I'm really enjoying. This is the powder room. Basically, that's a fancy way of saying a toilet for guests. You'll have a lot of beautiful daylight coming into the bathroom, but what we're doing that's so cool is there's actually gonna be glass right here. So as you're washing your hands, you'll have glass in front of you and a mirror on top of that glass, and behind it will be a little jungle. So we're creating this forested look from the bathroom. When it comes to your villa, it's so critical to figure out the areas to splurge, the areas to spend money. And one of the areas that I've been told so many times is good to go all in is going to be your windows and your sliding components. We can all relate to having those stays at a place where we try to open up the doors, they creak, they get stuck. And so right now I've been shopping around trying to figure out who's gonna be doing my windows. This is the first sample I've been able to see in person. This is by 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗦𝗧𝗦𝗦𝗧𝗦𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 to unlock and lock. You've got your locking mechanism here to be able to open it. Now I'm actually gonna go visit them in person and see their entire warehouse. This one's like the middle tier quality. Basically the different qualities are gonna be by the strength of the aluminum, usually the thickness. Believe it or not, a door like this is gonna set you back $10,000. Now I'll show you the model I'm going with, and I actually think it's more in line with Lost Villa. It's a thinner bezel, and it's actually more affordable. So this one here is the 𝗧𝗨𝗥𝗡, and this one in the exact same size as over there is gonna be about 30% less. It's a little bit more squared off. It doesn't have the rounded edges, but the mechanism feels really premium. Slides well. So today is a site meeting. After going to the showroom, it's super important to come back here and make sure that all of the slider doors that we're currently planning to order are actually necessary. It's very easy just to say slider everything, slider there, slider there. I definitely don't want to cheap out on this, but I don't want to over-engineer. So when I look at the pricing, this is from there to there is 82 million Indonesian rupiah. That's $5,000. We have so many spots just like this. It's 5 here, 5 there, 7 grand here, 10 grand there, 20 in the front opening to the living room. Yeah, it adds up. Are there any areas right now where you're like, we might not need sliding, or is it everything should be sliding?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Especially you have a garden on the side,
Yeah.
so it's worth it.
Okay.
Mission failed.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
It is not very often that I come here at sunset, and so to see the way the light is just cascading on the wall there. Look at that. The master wall is coming up. Ooh, my room, my room, my room. I'm so excited. What a vibe. This place, unreal. This was a bit of an eyesore. Every time you wanted to look out over the land, you'd see this big tarp and a giant mess of soil and concrete. Well, we are now starting to create the bridgeway, the deck area that connects the living room, the kitchen actually, over to the beautiful pool and hot tub area. Guys, what's all this dirt? What's the dirt for?
To fill in the deck.
Oh, to build the deck.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, let's get a proper sunset tonight. And we stick the landing. Oh, I almost celebrated too early. Absurd. It's just absurd. I mean, I have a phone call. I'm so busy right now, guys. It's the busiest I've ever been, maybe, except for when I launched Lost Creator Academy. This is my favorite kind of work. Coming in here, running to meetings. We have just had our first meeting about the lower plot. I'll give you one little sample look. We're gonna be building vertically into the canopy, giving you a treetop-like experience. Imagine like opening your blinds and being in the trees. That is the concept for the next set of homes down on that lower plot. And the way the land is structured and the amount of landscaping we're putting in here, it won't even phase the privacy of this lost villa. I'm so proud to see all the progress and see this dream become a reality. Today, I have come all the way here to 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗏 to meet with Guillaume. Guillaume, this is one of the pieces of the home that will bring so much personality to it, and it's what's covering majority of the surface area. It's the flooring. When you're building in Bali, there's humidity, there's rain, there's termites, and so it leaves you with basically one wood that can withstand all of that chaos, and that is 𝗦𝗓𝗕𝗏, the ironwood. As you guys know, the Lost Villa from the ground up, it's been about integrating into Bali. It's been about respecting the landscape and keeping as many trees as possible. So that leads me to why 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗏. And the reason is because all of the ironwood here that you see, it's actually recycled. It's been used previously in old docks. It's been used for previous construction projects that were dismantled, and it's brought back here to this factory to basically be given a second life. This is where you guys put the wood when it's come over from harbors, boats, all the repurposed projects.
Exactly.
And it starts here. I mean, sometimes you'll see barnacles. I mean, we still have nails in there. Everything comes in a pretty rough shape, but that's the beauty of the 𝗦𝗓𝗕𝗏, where it looks as good as new. In fact, it's even better because all of the moisture inside of the wood has been completely dried out over the years, making it stronger than ever when you get recycled 𝗦𝗓𝗏. When you step in the floors of the Lost Villa, you might literally be standing on what used to be an old boat.
So you can see the density of the grain in between 𝗦𝗓𝗕𝗏 end grain and teak end grain.
Teak is a lot softer because there's all these spaces and gaps.
Much softer.
What kind of wood is that?
That's a special eatable wood.
Try it out. Now, while teak is a softer wood, it actually grows a lot faster. And so in Java, they actually have teak tree plantations because they can economically grow a bunch of them and then turn them into new wood. With the 𝗦𝗓𝗕𝗏 tree, it's a very, very slow growing tree.
This tree, we have it for the past 5 years. To grow that much, that would be 16 years.
So that gives you a little bit of context as to why the sustainability side of 𝗦𝗓𝗕𝗏 is so critical, because each and every plank that you see used in a construction project is coming from an old growth tree, one that is not easily replaced. So I want to show you guys my outdoor decking, what's going to be surrounding the whole pool area, the little terraces, and that is this finish right here. This rustic textured feel.
This is actually the natural texture of the wood. It's not something that is handmade.
This is the natural color that ironwood will become when it's exposed to the outdoors. A bit of a darker gray brown sort of color. Now to show you what I'm using inside my house, it's this right here. And it comes in 2 different stages. At the start, it's a bit of a lighter color, but 2 to 4 weeks later of oxidization, a bit of washing the surface, and a bit of sun exposure, and it actually goes a little bit more dark red. Between these 2 finishes, the rugged and the smooth, that is how I'm going to be decorating the Lost Villa, bringing in this homey atmosphere while also giving a nod to the organic and natural touches of Bali's beautiful, beautiful environment. As of today, the orders are going to be delivered in stages over the next few weeks and months. All right, hey Guillaume.
Okay, thank you so much.
Alright guys, it is my final update video before I leave from Indonesia to go abroad. Literally just moments before I arrived, a wall caved in. This is where we're putting our water tank. I'm learning that we're built up on clay, so clay is not the firmest of foundations. This little retaining wall just kind of caved in, so they're now collecting all of the brick that came tumbling down. And apparently this wall right here tipped 2 days ago. When I first saw this, I was like, is it okay? Is this whole ceiling about to come tumbling down? But he's like, no. There's no worry about that. That whole brick structure, it's actually not all that much weight. And the way everything's done with bore piling and deep foundations, this thing is totally sound. As we all know, the world has been getting a little bit hotter every year. And with that, some places get hotter, some get cooler, and others get rainier. So Bali has been year after year becoming more and more a rainy destination, which definitely can complicate your build. From what I've heard, the best time to start your build is the very beginning of dry season. That way they can start digging foundations, pouring concrete, and getting your roof up before the rain hits. Now, the rainy season this year came a little bit early. It has caused a couple complications, but for the most part, this is very standard building woes and nothing to be concerned about. Here is a very exciting advancement in the build right here. It's a bit of a mess right now. This was a giant gaping hole. To get to the pool, you had to play balance beam. But now we can walk over on what's soon to be a beautiful little outdoor terrace area that connects the kitchen all the way to this extremely grand pool. If there's one thing though that I'm so excited about, it's that right there. The hot tub is going to be absolutely insane. Yes, Bali's not a very hot place, but when the sun sets, the pool starts to become a little bit too cool, and that's when it's perfect to head over to it. Just a couple days ago, I saw my first wall in the home kind of being smoothed out, and now we're starting to see that done across the whole place. This is stage 1 of the wall. It's putting up the bricks. So these are pebble bricks, and they're very lightweight. Step number 2 is to cover it with this. And sorry, what's this called? I'm not sure the English term, but from there they take cement and they basically just throw it at the wall, which creates this kind of splotchy coating that you see here. The final layer on top of here is going to be decorative. This is where we're going to be putting a bunch of beautiful stones on the inside of this wall, which, as you can see in our renders, is going to be a very unique statement piece. However, for the walls that are going to be painted, that's where you get this style, which is called plastering. And plastering creates this beautiful smooth finish, and that's basically how the walls work. Honestly though, as I'm leaving, I'm just thinking about how fortunate I am, because my friends, the ones who've already built in Bali, they were telling me, you're gonna be here every day. You're gonna be trying to micromanage, you're gonna be stressing about people not doing the right thing despite having clear instructions. That's the average person's experience of construction. Mine has been exceptional. The only thing I've been involved in is my own personal choices of what finishes to use, but in terms of accountability, making sure things were done professionally, everything has been thought through perfectly. I've not had to lift a finger, so all I can say is I get to leave tomorrow, go on my own little workcation, and not have to stress about the fact that I'm leaving the construction site. That is a massive compliment to 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗏. If you guys want the introduction, honestly, I would be happy to make it. While most people stop after their first construction project, I am only just getting started. They've made it all too easy and too much fun. It's my favorite part of the week. Tomorrow morning, I fly to Jakarta. I have a meeting to chat about some of our different finishing options. I'm not a billionaire, you're not a billionaire, but if there's one thing we've heard about billionaires, it's that they love to invest in art. But buying a Banksy painting is gonna set you back a few $1,000,000, so why not buy 1/10 or even 1/1000th of it? Well, that is what Masterworks does. They allow you to buy a percentage of a single piece of art. People like you and I are for the first time ever able to get access to an asset class we never otherwise had any business being in. Masterworks has a waitlist, but using the link down below, you can skip right through it. Check that link down below. I have flown all the way here to Jakarta for a very special reason, and that is to do a little bit of countertop shopping. Now, I've received a bunch of these little tiny Decton samples. It's been super helpful to try and choose the right look, feel, and finish, but the issue is samples are this big. When you're installing a countertop, it helps a lot to see them in full size. And so kindly, I'm being shown around here by the team. We got Anthea, Tata, and Candy. Right now, I'm trying to finalize my decision. I am 99.9% sure this right here is what you'll see in the kitchen and living room. It's called 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗏. It's got a very creamy, colorful finish. Now, the thing that is killing me is trying to figure out which of the whites I want to go with in the master bedroom, as well as potentially even the other bedrooms. There are some that are glossy, there are some that have more of a soft velvet finish, and you even have some that are a matte finish. And now I'm trying to choose between this one, and that one right there. And the idea is that we'll distinguish the rooms with different decked in finishes, but also with different tiles. That way we can make it feel like each of the rooms have their own individuality. Anywhere we can create that extra personality and depth, we're going for it. We got a little quick trip. I'll see you guys in 2.5 weeks. It is update time as I stand on top of my life savings. These steel beams are the reason I'm gonna have to start selling fit tea on my channel. Link down below. Now look, there's not many updates that haven't been exciting, but this is truly a moment where we've gone from functional. I understand the walls, the parameters, but now I'm starting to feel the style of this building. Let me give you a tour before that thundercloud comes and destroys everything. First of all, look at these incredible doorways. As you can see, a little bit oversized. The doors are gonna be like 11 feet tall. We've got the amazing wooden frames being put in, and we're just now discussing with the architects what kind of door we're gonna put in. But for me, it's gotta be solid wood. It's gotta be something that feels natural, and that is why we've gone with these stones. And each of them are being hand-shaped with a mallet to basically fit into place. With this guy right here, he breaks off the sides and inserts them wherever they fit. Basically, this man is the jigsaw master.
That is a nice boulder.
And now, just do that 10,000 more times. That's the painstaking process of fitting each of these rocks, but the outcome, I mean, worth it. It looks so beautiful. Now check this out, guys. This is one of our rooms that are starting to take shape here. Probably one of the most ready ones. What's so cool about it is you're gonna have a giant glass sliding door right here. This is all going to be a large garden. So you're gonna be surrounded by one garden here, another garden in front of you. You're basically gonna feel like nothing around you exists other than a forest. But right next door to it is my room. And while it's not quite as ready, you can definitely feel just how grand this space is going to be. As you walk down into the room, you're gonna be greeted by what is easily Canggu's best view. This is going to be a outside deck. Because we wanna put sliding doors across every single room in as many spaces as we can, our prices have skyrocketed. And that's going to be almost $100,000 just in glass and doors.
Oh God!
We've been getting a lot of the steel beams up, like pretty much everywhere you look, steel upon steel. That's basically how we're gonna be able to get such a huge space with an open concept. Going down from the pool deck all the way to these steps right here, there's pretty much a sudden drop. Landscaper Anton has gotten back to me with a plan, and he's going to basically fill in this whole space with hundreds of wheelbarrows of dirt. There's gonna be a lot of work here to basically level off this land so it's not such a steep decline. I'm even more excited than ever before to start up on that land down below. The second project of the Lost Villas. I know I keep alluding to it. A lot of you guys have been emailing me, DMing me, asking how to invest, how to become a part of it. My goal is to start pre-sale at the end of March. So it's coming up soon. I'm hustling hard to get everything in place, ready for you, and getting those finalized designs and renders. So stay tuned and make sure to sign up for the mailing list if you are interested in learning more. But just know that what happens down below is going to be one of the best investments available out there. All right, let's go take a few steps downstairs beneath the pool into the dungeon. A little bit muddy, but it's a room now. When I was here last time, it was actually full of water. So it was more of like a pond in here. Definitely looking like it's coming together pretty nicely. Projector's likely gonna be set up right there. And this will be a giant white screen where you'll have like 150 or 200 inches and you'll have like this sunken sofa in here to get all cozied up. Pumped to have my friends over. I've already told my parents the second it's ready, I'm flying them out to come stay with me. This right here is another one of the guest rooms, which has got so much privacy. So as you guys already know, my dream right now is to build a treehouse on top of there so that you can get more height over the property to get beautiful sunsets and have some high tea, have some drinks, celebrate life. And as of right now, it seems like I might need to find somebody to design that treehouse for me. And so I'm actually coming to you guys. If any of you are designers, you do interiors, if you sell furnishings or you do art and you want to be a part of what's going on here, I am looking for support on Lost Villa. For other future projects, you can message me, team@𝗧𝗨𝗥𝗡𝗢𝗏.com, and I'd love to see what we can do together. Now, just outside of here, this is all meant to be a large pond. Just the other day, I actually went to the Four Seasons and had the most remarkable spa treatment. And it got me thinking, we should try to build our own spa and recovery center right down here in a very similar fashion. This is what I do. I get excited and I come up with new ideas. I'm gonna see if we can go and rework that into the landscaping design. The last space that I wanna share with you guys is that one. This is going to be a Zen courtyard garden. But what if it didn't become one? I actually had another idea just the other day. I'm not married to this being a Japanese loose rock green moss garden. Instead, I was also thinking, how cool would it be if it was like a Tulum inspired white sand beach vibe, where you can basically have a long dining table, a bunch of like pillows to sit on, all around inside this kind of sand pit in the middle, where you'd have large palm trees, beautiful greenscapes, and all sorts of other Tulum inspired pieces. I guess I'm really curious what you guys think. Do I go Zen or do I go Tulum? And that has been another Lost Villa update. If you want to be kept up to date with the investment project just down the hill there, then make sure to sign up with the email list. And if you want to be put in touch with my contractor, my architect, or literally anyone along the way, then make sure to join the email list. And we even have a WhatsApp concierge service. And let's get lost again in the next one.